episode of Business Trials with Dr. Stephen Akintayo. And yes, I want to say thank you for always following us. Thank you for always engaging in our previous post. And yes, thanks for always sharing. Thanks for always liking and commenting on our posts. And yes, today we are going to be talking on an exciting topic. And that is how Dr. Stephen lost about 120 million naira in the Nigerian real estate industry. You know, I am curious. I personally am so curious because 120 million naira is not a small money. It's a very huge amount of money. And so how did it happen? Because this is your hard-earned money. And no investor would want to even lose 1 million naira, let alone 120 million naira. So how did it happen, sir?
Okay, thank you, and thank you for watching again, guys. We started this series to avoid people just always seeing the good side and just assuming without knowing the challenges behind the scenes. So I've seen people just follow me on social media and just think one is lucky. They don't know what one has passed through.
Yes.
So the 150 million wasn't at once. It was a space of about 3 years. What happened was we were trying to move. So we had an estate in Aton and Ikorodu. So we wanted to move to Bejuleki. We knew the opportunities in Bejuleki. And so we will try to buy some of these lands, make some deposit today, 5 million, today 10 million.
Yes.
You do meetings, they say, oh, whoa, Joko, 500K.
Jesus.
You know, and, you know, on different issues. And then I remember when we had made the deposit, the day we went there with our signage, the youth gathered, they said from KBC that the person who sold it to us did not pay anything. The person only told them it would be like their agent.
Oh.
We called the woman, what's going on?
And you've made payments?
Yes, we made a deposit. It wasn't a full payment.
Oh.
And we called the woman, started giving us stories, you know. And she was even a PDP chieftain.
Wow.
So I remember calling one of our lawyers, and that was, let me know this. You will call the police, you will get her arrested, she will be released. And you will have spent money to get the police to do all of that, and nothing will still happen.
Wow.
Yeah. And so we went through all of that and kept losing. And at some point, some of those money were investors' money. So we had these investment programs. So some people had invested 2 million, 5 million, like that. I had, at some point, I think I had a pool of maybe 10 or 15 investors who joined with my own money. And before you know it, their money was due. I couldn't give them their returns. I couldn't give them their capital. I will never forget calling them. Was it 2017 or 2018? And explaining I lost the money. But I remember saying to all of them, I said, I promise you, I'll give back your capital and the 1 year return promised.
Wow.
And to the glory of God today.
How did you intend to do it?
To the glory of God, I paid all of them.
Wow.
Capital and returns. Because like I said, integrity is important to me.
Very key in business.
To me. It's not even to them. To me, it means a lot. It helps me to sleep well at night.
Yes.
Even in tough challenges I face in business, once I lie down on that bed, I don't sleep well. Because
peace of mind. You
must do business with something we call clear conscience. Right? Yes, you will lose money. Yes, people will cheat you. Yes, things will happen. Yes, even investors' money will be lost. But let it be with clear conscience. Make sure you're dealing with people. You know deep in your heart your integrity is clean. Your name is clean. You dealt to the best of your ability with them. So how will I pay them back? That's the question.
Yes. How did you intend to do that?
Well, as at the time I told them I didn't know what, but I was committed to do that. So what I did was, I mean, I'd always been a public speaker. I've always been a consultant.
Oh, good.
So I took back my coaching programs, and and I get paid to speak. Most people don't know this, that so I don't make money more from seminars. If most seminars I organize, I'm at a loss. But where the money comes is in coaching. I charge as much as $20,000 per person for coaching. And these are high net worth business owners who just want to learn from your experience and get strategy. And also, of course, sell books, sell coaching courses, all those things generate money. But the physical seminar is not even profitable. And funny enough, I was able to generate the money so I got aggressive with my wife also. A coaching program was able to, but I paid everybody. Also the business, because I now also said to myself, if I tell everybody, by the way, I don't tell stories when I'm in the heat of it. I only tell it when it becomes a testimony. So yes, so nobody knew when the issue was on, but I said to myself, I quit this business now. It means the entire 20 million is gone. But if I pick the lessons from it, right, I will use that lesson to ultimately bounce back, and that's what I picked. So I said to myself, one, I was looking weak. By the way, that's part of what formed my new dressing, where I started wearing agbada. I look like somebody they could scam, somebody they could slap. My packaging was like that of somebody you could mess with. That was part of the lesson I learned from that. So I changed that. Starting from my dressing, I started dressing properly with agbada. I will go for some land negotiation then. Of course, now I'm no longer doing negotiation. I've trained people who do that. I'll go for, and things are much easier now anyway. I'll go for land negotiation and I'll go with a combined team of police and military. And
so when they see you,
some of them will already start panicking. I say, Baba, I will even prostrate for that. I could sing cocoa. And
that's wisdom. That's wisdom.
You go sing cocoa. But I've given you a signal that you mess with me. You will know what is happening. Yeah, you will know. So I had to learn all of that, and those seasons toughened me up because I'm just this simple church boy. But it strengthened me, and I got tougher. I still had those kind of attempts where people tried to, after payment, they still wanted to mess. In fact, I remember meeting one. It was an elderly Baba. I said, Baba, I'm a very strong Christian. And this Jesus, I know him very well. So if he's in that one, you will meet me there. I said, if it's connection, by the grace of God, I have. If it's money, by the grace of God, I have. At least to defend myself. I may not have to do extra, but to defend my business, I have. I say if it's even Ogboni tradition, because I know some of you don't even do Christianity. I say my uncle is an high chief. On my behalf, he will gladly, right, do what is needed. I say, so just give me my land, because these are customers' money they put in my hand.
Wow, that must have been so tough. And during those periods, how did you feel? You feel bullied, you feel depressed, and a lot of emotions.
I hated Nigeria. I hated the system. I hated why, and I was a young guy trying to succeed in business, and I almost regretted going to real estate because all I used to do before was to be a property agent and get my commission, and I was a digital marketer. I came into real estate development already successful. We're already doing well. I started traveling. A lot of time when some clients says, is there money I used to travel? I laugh because I've been traveling before I started real estate business. Because I was already a household name in digital marketing. So I didn't come into real estate being poor. And we came into being developers to make a statement. We saw the pain. We saw how people were cheated. We saw a system that wasn't working. We felt we could start 24/7 customer service. We felt we could do virtual allocation. We could bring in trust into the business, credibility. So for me, it was very important to me that we uphold integrity, we uphold the right values, and that's why we came into the business. And I'm happy that
Just to solve problems.
yes,
Yeah.
and I'm happy that today I can say with my full chest I've
Mm.
done real estate business in 9 years
Mm.
with integrity.
Mm. So
There are clients who come, they buy today, they want their money tomorrow.
tomorrow, definitely,
I mean, that's
that's
normal.
normal.
And they want to drag you and call you
Mm-hmm.
scammer because they just want a
Mm-hmm.
refund. But that intentionally we we defrauded clients, we play games. It has never
Never
happened.
happened. That's
Never,
that's
never.
top
There are
notch.
there are cases where you buy land, people want to turn it to court cases, and
Mm.
those are things beyond your control.
Mm.
Those are the things that the system had allowed.
Mm.
And to the best of our ability, we are always on top of it to see what we can do. We have some of the best lawyers, you know. Mr. Falana is one of our lawyers. We have Law Ascent. We have several big time law firms who work
Mm.
with us. We also work with people who even understand the law,
Mm.
like on our bodies, former IG of police, who is able to guide and say, on
Mm.
this one, this is how to go, on this one. So we brought in a lot of people who guide. And so we've done business with utmost integrity.
All right, thank you so much for that, sir. So I would like to ask a very important question. So, and it is that the question is, how did you manage to move the company forward even at that period in time?
Mm.
And I'm very sure a
Good
lot of
question.
investors
Mm.
had keyed into that particular property. How did they feel when they heard about it? Or, I mean, how did they react? And how did you even manage the situation?
Very good question. So what happened? Funny enough, we eventually still got that land.
Good.
But of
Awesome.
course, not through the people who had scammed us. So
Yeah,
we still
definitely.
eventually went to
Definitely, sir.
we still eventually were able to get the real, owners, and still were able to.
Get the
Of
land.
course, we now ran at a loss because what
Mm-hmm.
we're now buying. I
Mm.
know some land, for example, that we eventually bought from the right source, and we're buying it for the third time. And we're not buying for, like, I'm just giving an example, at the rate of 4 million. Meanwhile, we had marketed it at 1.5.
Mm. 1.5.
Yes. So just
That,
to keep your integrity, you still let them have it for that 1.5,
yes. Mm-hmm.
right? And then hoping that the value of the land now appreciates, you make your money back from
Mm-hmm.
those who will not
From
buy it
that,
when it's 10
yeah.
million, those who are
Mm.
buying it when it's 15 million. And it's from those ones you recover the losses
Yes, I get
that
it.
you had. So those were part of the strategies we put in place. I brought in a lot of older people to advise and
Mm.
counsel and
Mm.
guide.
Mm.
I also mentioned that I toughen up. I stopped
Yes.
looking like someone you can bully.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I also intentionally had to work hard on that. That if you come after me, if you start a
Mm-hmm.
war with me,
Mm-hmm.
I will finish it.
Yes.
I will.
I like that.
I will finish it. So over time, I then build a structure for the organization that can defend the system,
Mm.
legal wise, police wise, military wise, and
Mm.
every other wise.
Mm. All right,
So
that's phenomenal. Thank you so much for that.
yeah.
And I actually have another question.
Mm.
In your book, The Billionaire's Habits,
Mm.
you talked about high risk investment, mid risk investment, and low risk investment. So, in which category do you think real estate stands?
Mm.
Is it high? Is it low? Is it mid
Good
risk?
question. I think real estate, particularly land banking, falls under mid risk.
Mid risk.
So high risk is forex, crypto, all of that.
Can you please expatiate a bit for our viewers
Okay,
who may not understand what it is?
beautiful. So there are three levels of risk to business or investment, and
Yeah.
basically investment. There are certain investment that if you do, they're high risk. So meaning your chances of losing money is higher.
Mm.
Okay, an example of that is when you are trading forex, when you're buying Bitcoin, cryptocurrency,
Mm.
and some other types of investment. They are high risk. They are also high yielding,
Mm.
and that's how you know. Because some people say, "So how do I know high risk? The returns will be higher." So anything giving you
Very
thirty
high
percent,
returns.
40% every year, is high risk. So when I even see people now say it's giving them 15% every month, that's
Every
hyper
month.
risk. It's not even just high, it's hyper.
Super hyper
Risky.
Let's call it that way.
Right? And I'm not asking you not to do it, but you can't put all your money in such a business.
Yeah, you mentioned
Because
that
you,
in your book
exactly.
as
So
well.
you buy it, you earn today, you lose everything tomorrow. What's the point? So it was part of what we shared in the Billionaire Habit book and the Billionaire Code.
You should get one.
Yes, you should get the book. And then there's the mid risk. Mid risk involve real estate, involve buying shares of Fortune 500 company, Tesla shares, and all that. And mid risk means that the chances of losing 100% is rare in mid risk, right? Because worst case, the land is there. Worst case, and except in our case where we are the ones buying the land.
Exactly.
And again, in those cases, what is highly required, even for high risk and low risk, is knowledge. Knowledge. Because, for example, what saved us, and that's what even saved us as well, because we also were able to recover from other estates we had already owned before we moved to there. First estate I owned in Nigeria was an estate inside an estate.
Wow.
So another man.
So people can do that?
Yes. 250 acres. Then he gave me 50 acres out of his 250 acre. And that land went into all manner of trouble. But I was not affected. I didn't even bother, my company didn't even bother go to court, do anything. The bigger guy covered me.
Wow. That makes sense. A lot of sense, because it saves you from stress, overthinking, and so many other things.
So it was when the Bejuleki one was that I was not the one directly trying to get
that one.
And even that, I could have gone with my partner. Eventually, funny enough, we got the land. But when I saw the wahala with the one we were to get, I key in with him. Before you know, military zone on the land, issues on the land. No. So I asked, okay, let me go solo. In the prayer of the solo, I see where, but I then finally figure it out. And today we're able to, if I mentor a lot of real estate developers now, how to go about buying land from money acquisition and all of that. But those things favor when you are buying in bulk. You're buying 200 acres, 500 acres. There's enough money involved to be also even fight. If you buy one plot and you can't fight over one plot or two plot, the money you go spend to fight is more than what you even pay for the property.
Wow.
So it's important to know that real estate is mid-risk, and then we have low risk, which is treasury bills, bonds, insurance as well, are all low risk. But ultimately, the lesson I've learned in investment and business is knowledge should be prioritized.
Yes.
Legal should be prioritized. Do not think everybody is as nice as you. Right? I stopped.
Do not think everybody is as nice as you.
That's not in business. So those are morals. Business is different from morals. Right? So get strong legal team. Strong one. Strong. Solid. Solid. And lastly, always sit down with those who are ahead of you. I have always said this: knowledge is not a destination, it's a journey.
Yes, you keep going.
Keep going. Consistency. Understand that this thing a long time game. Right? So it's a journey, it's not a destination. You have to keep at it. Keep at it. So keep sitting down at the feet of elders. So many times you see me sit down, Dr. Cosmos, with President Obasanjo, with all of these people. I ask questions. I tell them what I'm trying to do. I get some advice.
Because they've gone ahead of you.
Baba Michael Kiro sits in our board, a lot of them, and they can guide you. And for me, when I made those moves, I had peace of mind. It wasn't easy because first to build relationship with them, first to maintain the relationship, and second to have the culture. Right. So number one, I have never begged any of these people for money.
Yes, I was going to ask you that. How did you start talking to this category, this caliber of people? I
Well,
mean,
I went there with
you have
I started the relationship by bringing value to the table
good.
rather than looking for what they will give me. So
Mm.
these are people more older than you, richer than you, more connected than you. But what they always don't get is people who
Who
will
bring
come,
with value.
even though they know you are younger, they know you don't have much, but the little you have, you present. They look at you one eye, and then they test you for a year, 2 years, 3 years. Then I say, oh, this one,
1 year, two
this
years.
this one is a wise one.
Wow.
So they get more comfortable with you.
And that's patience.
Yeah, I mean, building
So you have
relationship
to.
with people at that level is not a 1 year journey. It's not a
Mm-mm.
trip because even in 1 year, you probably will see them twice if you are lucky. Maybe once in 1 year or 3 times in 1 year.
Wow.
Right? So to build the relationship to a level they are comfortable with you, it definitely would take a lot of consistency in letting them know I'm not after what you
Yes,
have, I'm
yes,
not here for what I
yes,
will get.
yes,
I just want your wisdom.
yes.
I just want your counsel. It takes longer before they can trust you
Yes.
that that's really what you're after.
Wow.
Yeah, it takes a
And
while.
that's what will even sustain you
Absolutely.
as a business
Absolutely.
person. Oh,
Absolutely.
wow.
So
That's phenomenal.
that would become
That's phenomenal. Okay, so I would also like to know, how do you rate the importance of emotional stability in running a successful business, even after those losses you've had?
well, it's important. You have to be emotionally
Emotional.
stable. You have to work on your emotions. You have to. We as a company we do like retreat every three
Yes,
months. We do
yes.
all expense paid trips for our leaders and those who do well. And part of it is to help emotional stability. We work hard as a company. I wish people know how hard you guys work.
Yes.
Right? But many of them don't know. Right? We work hard. And so part of what we've always had to do is to make sure that there are things we then do to relax, there are things we do to help catch up and help. For me, family has always helped. Good friends, which I realize not all of them are good now.
Yes, definitely.
Sometimes you have people around you and you think they are good because of what they said in your presence. But it will take you years to
Before
now
you
realize that
realize.
they were not always saying good things in your presence. What they said at your back, it's terrible. And so,
I get that.
but at least the ones they said in your front comforted you for that
Yes,
period.
yes, yes. Like,
To know that. But more importantly, is I meditate a lot, and I do at least for average of 4 hour meditation a day.
wow.
I think
4 hours.
yes.
I
I
hope young
think.
people will be able to do that.
I
4 hours in a day, every day.
think the average. There are a few days
Average.
I'm not able to because when I
To
lie
meet
down
that.
tired. But most times I do. I just meditate. Even in the office, nobody's with me. I'm thinking. Right? Thinking. I just regurgitate ideas over and over and over and over again. Yeah, and those things help.
Thank you so much for that.
You're
So, how did I would like to ask again, like, what did this experience taught you? Like, what did you learn? What is your biggest lesson? Like, this lesson, I can never forget it.
My biggest lesson is that whatever you think you are saving from not acquiring knowledge and from not paying or serving mentors, you are losing times 100 in your ignorance.
Please come again, sir.
So whatever it is that you think you are saving from not paying for knowledge, from not paying or serving mentors. Because when you want to connect with high network mentors, either you serve them or you pay them. I met somebody recently way higher, richer than I do, wanted to build a relationship with him and his wife. And I literally became their photographer, their, you know, literally. And my wife literally was in their house for hours trying to help them get a photo shoot. That's saving.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
That's saving.
7 years.
First of all, you go to a man's house, massive house, probably worth $50 million. And rather than see how big the house is, you're noticing, oh, where's your family photo? Well, we've not had time to shoot. Oh, can we
And
do
that's
one? Can
value.
we do one for you? You use your money, you do it.
Mm-hmm.
You take your time to make sure it's
Mm-hmm.
done properly.
Mm-hmm.
You do frame, you get involved. So that's serve it. So some
Mm-hmm.
mentors, you want to be able to pay them because they
Mm.
don't have coaching program, but you serve them.
Yes.
Some you pay.
You've brought
Right.
value to them.
So what I'm saying is that whatever you think you are saving from not getting knowledge or paying or serving mentors, you are losing more than 100 times of that in your current ignorance. In other words, you could have made 100 times more if you had built relationship with mentors, if you have invested in training and gone for seminars and get knowledge.
That's very important, and I'm still trying to digest that. Even me. Okay, so also, if there's one person watching us right now, any young entrepreneur who had also lost such amount of money, so what would be your advice to them?
Even if it's not such an amount of money, but they sure lost money. I think first thing, don't be too hard on yourself. Losing money is normal in business. The road to success in business and life is failure. So those failures are going to add up to your success. People see me today, they admire me, but 16 years of keep failing and not stopping. Number two, be consistent. Learn from it and go back again and do it differently. Right? And then lastly, don't let what people are saying. They'll call you scammer, they'll call you thief, they'll call you. You see, people's opinion is so little.
Yes.
You're overrating it.
Yes.
Because the same people in future will come back and say, wow, you're a saint. We just didn't know. You are the most honest person we've ever met.
I always see you be very great. I already know that.
I had a man visit my office a few years ago. And he said, Dr. Stephen, if I was, I think, kneeling down, I said, you're embarrassing me, stand up. He said, forgive me. I said, what did you do? To my recollection, I'm just saying, you said, no. So I've known you way back when you started your business. So I used to use your SMS platform. There were issues with your network. Sometimes I will call you, I will curse you on phone. Yes.
That bad.
So if I had known it was just a face in your life,
that's it.
I say I would not have been that way. Just forgive me. It's obvious that you were on a journey that was bigger. And I'm proud of your success today. And I said, you are forgiven. I didn't even remember. Talk less of holding it to heart. So
you're in a journey that's bigger.
It's bigger.
So that means failure is also part of the
journey. The road that leads to success. What is on it is failure. So you keep failing. In fact, I tell people, fail faster. So if you want your success to come quicker, fail more quickly. You're not failing enough. That's why some of you, your success has been delayed. So that you lost some money, get back up. The last thing I would say is that call your investor and talk to them. They may call you 419, they may call you are lying, they may tell you they don't believe you. Call them and talk to them. Okay? Those who refuse to show up, that's their business. But call them and talk to them. Those who continue to go after you, that's their business. You do that and keep at it. I have an issue where some of my investors invested through a young man in Dubai, some property over $1 million. And they didn't get their money back, they didn't get the property. Every move we didn't get a dime. We didn't make one kobo from that transaction. But guess what? Every step we are taking legally to help them, hold that guy accountable so that they can get something back. We kept reporting it.
So the investors,
even though they didn't pay me a dime, I didn't make a dime from those transactions. But that's the least I owe those people. To say, we'll communicate. Things can go back, but we'll keep telling you what we have done that is in our own power, to see how these things can be better. So communicate, call your, investors together, apologize to them again, explain what the situations of things are, tell them the strategy you have put in place, to come back and show that your commitment to reduce the challenge they're facing.
Yeah.
For me, that's what I did.
Just be open-minded.
Yeah, I called
Be
them, I spoke to them. Some they didn't believe me, some believed, but out of those 10, 15 pool that were my investor that 2016, 2017, eventually I paid every single one of them. You know, everyone. Some I gave land in exchange, well, not got a better land. But everybody got their value. And it helped because 2021 we then started the investment program again. Right? Imagine we were not faithful. 2017, 2016. People will have come out and say, well, you know, the last one we invested with him, you know, we didn't get anything back. So it's important. Today now, before staff salary, before anything, those who invested in GTEx, who are due to return on investment, gets it first. We prioritize them.
Wow. Thank you so much for sharing with us that. So for investors out there who are actually planning to probably invest with you, and they would like to know some of the opportunities we have in GTEx Holdings at the moment. So what are the current projects you think they can go for at the moment?
We have plenty of projects, more than 20 something, locally and internationally. We have KD project in the US, we have projects in Dubai, in UK, and many projects in Nigeria. We have the GVES program, we have GTEx land program, GTEx homes programs. So let them just call the number attached to the screen. You know, they can visit any of our offices anywhere in the world. They can schedule Zoom meetings. And they can even visit our website or social media handle.
Yes.
I'm sure they will display it on the video. Why not do business with us? We're not perfect, right? But we are committed to excellence, to
You're
integrity,
buying into the
to transparency.
Vision as well.
Yes, absolutely.
So thank you so much for agreeing to do this. Thank you for doing this as well. I'm grateful.
Yeah, because you are not. What did you study in school, buddy?
English and literary studies.
Oh God is bringing you back there, small. Right?
Thank you for this
is not
platform.
Yes, I'm the one that converts wealth advisor to presenter, TV presenter.
And yes, I'm learning on the job.
Yeah, but you're doing well.
It's interesting. Yeah, I like it. Thank you, sir.
Cool.
So thank you so much for joining us for this episode, and we will look forward to seeing you in our next series. Thank you. Bye.